This classic episode of the Electric Playground is brought to you by P&P Games, your source for everything video games. Support the partners that support Electric Playground. Remember, this episode first aired in 2001.
Hi, I'm Tommy Tallarico. You know, one of the most challenging things in the entertainment industry is to create video games.
That's right. That's why we created a show to take you behind the scenes on video game development. I'm Victor Lucas, and you're watching Electric Playground. Today on the show, we get to play with the Game Boy Advance. We take a look at cool game development technology from Lithtech. We've got part 2 of our Spider-Man feature. And Tommy and I take our reviews out on the links. Look like it, but I'm holding billions of potential dollars in the palm of my hand. This is Nintendo's Game Boy Advance. And if the past success of Game Boy holds true, we're looking at a device that we may still be buying games for in the year 2010.
I think it's just like my original Nintendo. I'm very, very excited about this actually because it's the first game machine I ever had. I have a lot of really great memories. In fact, if I can get Ghouls and Goblins for this thing, you're not going to see me for like a month. Game Boy Advance is a 32-bit system. Includes a 32-bit CPU running at 16 megahertz. Also includes a new, significantly more powerful graphics chip than's ever been shipped into a 2D piece of hardware in the past. You can do up to 32,000 colors on the screen. You can have 4 individual layers of parallax. Parallax where a background moves against itself. Small, light, gets 15 plus hours off 2 AA batteries, and the screen is 50% bigger than the old Game Boy. One of the coolest aspects of the Game Boy Advance, and it doesn't work on all games, but some of the games you can get 4 Game Boy Advances with your 3-link cables linking them together, put in 1 cartridge, like Super Mario Advance, in 1 system, and play a 4-player game.
Okay, so that goes in there, and that goes in there. These guys turn on here. We're ready to play linked gaming.
This is where you would hook up the 4th player right there.
That's awesome. Now, there's 15 games coming out at launch, and then another 45 or so.
45 by Christmas.
So 60 games altogether in 2001.
It's significantly more powerful than a Super NES. Because the Nintendo 64 is a 3D system, there were things that the Nintendo 64 could do that there's no way that a Game Boy Advance can do. However, there's been people that have already been able to get some 3D out of the Game Boy Advance. Games like Tony Hawk, where the skater is a 3D character made up of 300 polys. Iridian 3D, where the whole game is in 3D. So there are rudimentary ways to get 3D, but this machine was made to be a blastingly powerful 2D piece of hardware. In that sense, it's the most powerful 2D piece of hardware ever launched.
You know, it's a fantastic Super Nintendo about this big. You know, what can I say? I'm sure it's going to, as software becomes, as people get more familiar with the architecture and the hardware for Game Boy Advance, I'm sure we'll see things that evolve a little bit beyond Game Boy Advance. But what we're seeing right now, are impressive little games. It's very lightweight and it's very portable, and that's what it's designed to do.
Super Mario Advance is actually an update to 2 older Nintendo games, one being Super Mario Bros. 2 and one being the original arcade Super Mario Bros. We have F-Zero. This is basically a sequel to the Super NES game. All new vehicles, all new tracks, includes 4-player multiplayer. We have Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. What you have is a little 3D skater. Do all the moves from Hawk 2. You have specials where it zooms up. I think if you're into the Hawk series, this is going to be your #1 game.
Great system. It's small, it's light, it's a lot better in your hands than the old Game Boy was. It was long and slender. The color display is obviously a huge step up. And if the price is right, then I don't see how you're going to be able to lose on this thing.
for Game Geek from Kansas City who's looking for some sim coaster hints. First of all, you're going to have to rename the park Kevin the Cosmic Cow. That's Kevin the on the first line, Cosmic Cow on the second line, and don't forget to capitalize Kevin, Cosmic, and Cow. Then you return to your God view of the park, enter Alt-1, and you'll instantly earn $10,000 in your bank account.
If you would like to request a code for a specific game, visit our website at www.electplay.com. I'm at Konami, and I'm with Jeff Buchanan, who is the producer on a brand new Frogger game. Now, we know Frogger. What's the deal here? Is this the same Frogger that we've played before?
Well, by title alone, it's the same Frogger we all know. However, this new Frogger is something quite different from anything anyone has ever seen before.
Are there elements in this game that sort of mirror the original Frogger?
There will be a few scenarios where Frogger will have to get through a certain point. There's a part where he has to get through a series of trenches, and the problem is that in one part of the trenches, there's a bunch of hungry goblins chasing a mad cow, and he has to try to get down the trench line without being run over by them.
So who came up with these mad cows?
The mad guy sitting in front of you.
So when I look at the game, I kind of get the sense that there's some stuff there that you may have been influenced by, like Crash Bandicoot or Banjo-Kazooie. What kinds of influences did you guys have?
We went and looked around at what's been done before. We tried to find interesting elements in games that players really find intriguing, things that really move the story along and get you really into what you're doing. And we even make some plays off of our own company games. We've got a few scenes in here that are like reflections off of what you may find in Metal Gear Solid 2. He's got the ability to jump, to glide. He can actually do the little thing that frogs do where he blows his throat up and glides through the air to extend his jumps to another area.
Jeff, give us a sense of how long it takes to go from just like character sketches to like an actual 3D designed character for the game.
It's hard to say because the characters are done in blocks over a period of time, so you're talking about probably 30 man-hours per character. And I have to give it to my main concept artist, his name is Rick Fox. He whipped out some really great stuff, just a first pass on it.
This is the first time that you guys are sort of bringing Frogger to the PlayStation 2. What's that been like for your team?
Well, first and foremost, what you find is that the graphic quality of the game goes way up above what PlayStation 1 was before. We go through this game, there will probably be places where sprite effects and all come in, and they're much more apparent than what you saw on PlayStation originally. PlayStation 2 has been very challenging. There's been a lot of work that we never had to do with the first PlayStation. But the programming group and these guys are really working hard, doing a good job at it now.
You like frogs?
Yeah, I like frogs. When I was a kid, I used to, chase them up and down the creeks and catch them and put them in my pockets and take them home and scare my mother all the time. So, yeah, I can say I like frogs.
After the break, game design tools created by LithTech.
You'll find it no surprise that many of us on staff at PNP Games are lifelong video gamers ourselves. Why, I still remember getting my first video game console, a Sega Genesis 2 at the age of 3.5 years old, roughly 9 years ago. Don't think too much about that. I exist outside of time. When Victor Lucas was looking for partners for the Electric Playground Classic, it was our online communities that brought us together. A fact that is far more flattering to us, I assure you. It has been an absolute honor partnering with the Electric Playground so that it can continue to inspire the generations to come and comfort those returning to it for a repeat viewing. Share these episodes, celebrate the cool things that people make, and if you're able, shop pnpgamesonline.com, your source for everything video games, and play forever.
We're here at LithTech in Kirkland, Washington to talk to these guys about some technology they're developing to help make game developers' lives a lot easier. All right, I'm with Jason Hall, who is the CEO of LithTech, and I want to find out exactly what LithTech is.
LithTech is one of the few companies out there that's truly looking at engine licensing, technology licensing as a real business. We provide a wide range of tools ranging from things that deal with models, world geometry, physics, collision, networking, the whole 9 yards that we package up together that a game developer will use to put together their game in a cost-efficient manner.
I'm with Jonathan Branham, who's a software engineer here at LithTech, and he's going to explain a little bit about what kinds of tools are in the LithTech development system.
We have your render, which is a very important part. It's what everyone sees when they look at your game. And we have a lot of advanced features in there to help you get exactly the visuals you want. We also have a physics system that enables you to get the interaction you want with the environments. It enables you to simulate the real world or a fake world that you've made up yourself. One of the big features is that everything we handle is in a cross-platform, so that if you want to take a title and develop it simultaneously for, say, the PlayStation 2, the Xbox, and the PC, you can do that without any trouble.
Do the development tools work in conjunction with software packages like Maya and 3D Studio Max?
Those tools are very complementary to LiftTech. We spend a lot of time working as close as we can with both Alias Wavefront and Discrete. Currently, you can build your models, build your environments, texture them, do all that stuff, export it out, and pop it into the engine.
The models originally began in Maya or in 3D Studio Max, exported into the game's format. You bring them in here to view them much closer to how they look in the engine, view the animations, see if they're too long. You can retime some of the animations a little bit. This program is used to view your models and to make some slight changes to them after you've brought them into the engine.
Would your goal be developing the tool set so that it becomes a standard for the entire industry?
Yes, I would love it for it to be basically as ubiquitous as DirectX, where you're making a 3D game, you're using LiftTech. In reality, though, I think that there's room for a variation of technologies to be out there. I think LiftTech serves a good segment of the development community. I want to see it grow. I want developers to continue to be more confident in the technology we offer. And whenever a 3D project comes up and developers are thinking about licensing, I want LiftTech to be considered as an option almost automatically.
What was the first arcade video game?
What was the first arcade game? Well, while pinball and redemption games have been around for a long time, the first arcade game in the modern sense, with a monitor and control panel and such, was a game called Computer Space, which was released in 1972. Now, it wasn't a very big success. It did very poorly due to bad distribution and the overall complexity of the game. However, the creator, Nolan Bushnell, didn't give up, and his next game, Pong, was a tremendous success, and we all know what happened after that.
If you have a question about the video game industry, visit our website at www.elecplay.com. Don't move, crime fighters. Part 2 of our Spider-Man feature is coming up next.
Game on. Check out EP Classic every Saturday morning and support us at pnpgamesonline.com. Play forever.
Hey, Spidey fans. Welcome to the second part of our Spider-Man feature. Stan the Man Lee, who, among other things, created Spider-Man. Why the phenomenon?
Well, the public has finally shown good taste and judgment and discernment and, well, it happens. I mean, the one great thing about Spider-Man is that by some miracle he has been popular all these years, ever since the early 60s. They've had Spider-Man interactive games, and there have been the cartoons on television and toys and so forth. So it's not that he hasn't been popular, but I think this will be a real leap forward when the movie comes out.
I know Spider-Man, for me, he's a great character because he's so relatable. I mean, he's a regular kid, who gets these superpowers, and you can relate to him as a human being, and then he's also a superhero, but even in being a superhero, he's like conflicted as a human being would be. It's very interesting.
I am here at ToyBiz with Jesse Falcon, and this is the toy series. Now, I'm looking at this going, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, Spider-Man Classic is a lot of fun. Basically, it's a 6-inch line of action figures that come with bases. All the Spidey figures come with 30 points of articulation.
30 points?
That's right. Double joints in the knees and the elbows. They even articulate at the fingers and at the toes, so we can get into that classic Spidey web-spinning pose.
The first thing I usually do when I get toys like this is like completely mangle them, so like get them in impossible, this is yoga Spidey, and let me tell you, that would hurt.
Nothing's frozen in time, and I'm sure if the Spider-Man fans are thoughtful, they're interested in the evolution of Spider-Man as well. It's not a fixed thing, it's a living thing, and all you can do to hope to do is respect it and treat it right, and if you do, then the fans will take the trip with you.
The lead time for video game actually, as you know, is longer than making a movie. So we started nice and early so we can release it together. The video game designers come on the set, they actually get some of this DVD footage, they got a lot of stuff from the art department. Obviously they had accessibility to the script. Last year, Spider-Man was the second best selling game in the country.
Hey, I'm here with Marc Turndorf, who is the producer from Activision on everything that is Spider-Man. What are your next plans for Spider-Man?
Activision's excited to announce that we just acquired the worldwide rights to make games based on Spider-Man the movie, and we're in development to come out with the game based on the movie, day and date with the movie on next generation consoles.
So PlayStation 2, Xbox, all that stuff.
GameCube.
What is the best part about being Stanley?
I've really been very lucky because I've worked with people that I truly admired all my life. I've worked with the most talented artists you could ever find anywhere. It's like I was playing. You know, other guys go with their friends to play golf. I was with my friends making up stories. What could be more fun than that?
I've got the two best portable games you can buy this year in each of my hands. I've got Zelda Oracle of Seasons and Zelda Oracle of Ages. Now these cartridges are awesome for a number of reasons, but the biggest reason of all is that they're two independent, huge adventures on each of these games, but they can link up with two Game Boy Colors, and you've got an extra, longer adventure to get to after you beat both of these. Both games feel a little bit like Link's Awakening DX. It came out for the Game Boy Color a while ago, but the developers have added all kinds of new touches. One really cool thing about the game is that the screens scroll beautifully. And if you buy a Game Boy Advance this summer and you play these Game Boy Color games on your Game Boy Advance, you even get a new shop and all kinds of new crazy colorful cutscenes in between each of the levels. So much gaming value in each of these cartridges that I can't give them anything less than 10 out of 10. Each of these games gets a 10 out of 10. And Nintendo, thank you very much. This is a gift for portable gaming fans everywhere. You gotta love Zelda. Stick around. Reviews in the run are coming up after the break.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's something going around. Hopefully, I'll be 100% by tomorrow. Yeah, I'll talk to you then. Oh, hey, I'm Lee from PvP Games, and I just called out to work. And you know you're really sick when you can't even muster the energy to play video games. An added bummer because my order from PvP Games Online just came in. I guess my plan will be to just throw on some reruns of VP Classic and focus on getting better. While you focus on the vast selection of video games, consoles, and accessories available for purchase now on pvpgamesonline.com. Enjoy free shipping on orders of 65 Canadian dollars or more within Canada and the USA. Oh yeah, play forever. Can we turn that music down just a bit? Thank you.
By Walmart. So here we are at the golf course. We're going to talk about Tiger Woods Pro Tour 2001 for the PlayStation 2 from EA Sports. What do you think, buddy?
Well, first of all, let's talk about the graphics. Now, I've played Madden football. I've seen Metal Gear Solid 2.
You compare everything to those two games?
Well, because I've seen the graphic capability of the machine.
They're not very good golf games, though, so you shouldn't be comparing those to a golf game.
Madden, there's like 20 people all moving at once on the same field.
EA's raised the bar on visuals in sports games with Madden and with NHL and with FIFA and NBA Live. Those are all great-looking games.
Right.
And this comes in below that stack. You do get, you know, a 3D looking Tiger Woods, and this is actually a 3D model of Tiger Woods as opposed to sort of video style images that they've used in previous golf games. And you do get a nice 3D golf course, and it does feel like the ball can travel in any direction, and you can look around in 3 dimensions, and it does feel very real that way.
Right.
But there's a lot of pasted 2D sort of background
the trees
stuff.
are all pasted.
Yeah.
The controls, though, are really nice. I like the controls.
Well, you know, when you're licensing Tiger Woods, who's like the greatest golfer of all time, arguably, you expect the be-all and end-all of golf, and especially for the PlayStation 2.
Right.
Good start. I'm giving it a 7 out of 10.
7.5. I had fun playing it, but it could have been so much more.
Agreed. All right, sticking with the sports genre, what'd you think of MLB Baseball 2002 from 989 Sports for the PlayStation 1?
Okay, it's for PlayStation 1, so obviously the graphics and the frame rate and the animation and the motion capture and the crowds, they're not going to be any good.
All right, no, give me a break. You nailed it. It is on the PlayStation 1, and
Right.
I think because it's on a 32-bit platform, you have to lower your expectations a little bit. Now we've been spoiled by the PlayStation 2 and
Right.
the way that those games look on that system. But this game looks really good for the PlayStation 1.
Okay, but I mean, there's no excuse when a guy's on the base path and if he gets out,
Yeah.
he just disappears completely off screen.
I know,
What's that?
I
That's
know.
just shoddy programming.
I didn't have a bad time playing the game. I thought the actual mechanics of the gameplay were really tight, and you could really feel when you're connecting with the balls. There was nice sort of variety in the trajectory of the balls coming off the bat. So
I
it
like
didn't
the
feel like
bat
you're
sounds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Felt like you're getting
and when you hit it harder, it sounded better. There are things in the game that are more impressive than stuff that I saw in the PlayStation 2 games, and like the collision detection. I actually had a guy running from third base into home, and he plowed over the catcher, and I thought that was great. I like the game quite a bit. I'm going to give it an 8.5.
I give it a 6.5. I thought it was fun to play, but it had a long way to go.
This is Dr. Mario 64. What'd you think?
Tetris ripoff.
It's a ripoff of Tetris.
It's a complete ripoff. Here, Tetris.
They saw Tetris, they liked it.
Tetris
they
is
ripped
what,
it off.
10, 15 years old now?
I think it was invented in 1946, I think.
Something
it's been
like
around
that.
for a long time, that
And
game.
basically there's these little pills.
Right, in Dr. Mario.
Because you're Dr. Mario.
Right, vitamins, actually.
Sorry. There's these little vitamins that float down from the heavens.
Right.
And you have to take your controller and let's put the vitamins and line them up.
On the
and
viruses.
Who cares? Give me. This is the same system that brought us GoldenEye.
You know what my biggest
And
problem
I'm
is?
playing with pills.
This doesn't look anything like Metal Gear Solid 2. You know,
doesn't.
at all.
The same
Or
system.
Madden. What are they thinking?
The same system that brought us GoldenEye.
Right.
If you want to play Tetris,
Right.
pick up your Game Boy and get the Game Boy version that came out 12 years ago.
That's a really good point. I mean, basically what we've got here is a Game Boy game on the N64. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Is that too high for you?
Yeah.
7.5 out of 10.
5.5 for me.
Let's switch over to GigaWing 2.
This is a good game. In the old games, you had an overhead view and you had this basically pasted-on environment that you flew over.
Right.
But this, the environments
Feels very
are
3D.
all completely
Yeah.
3D. So there's all these like mass destructions and buildings coming in and out.
And you
it
can
just,
bust through glass, and suddenly you're at a lower level, and you've got all these 3D objects flying at you.
It's
really
one of
neat
those
stuff.
games where it's actually fun to watch somebody else play it even. You don't even care if you're playing it, you're just watching them.
And this is sort of showcasing what 128 bits of power on the Dreamcast can do.
Right.
There's so many objects flying around, you're totally overwhelmed. But you do get some stuff to battle back. You've got this thing that's called a reflective blockade or a reflective laser, and you basically hold down the fire button a little bit, and then you can suck in all of the enemy bullets and then shoot them back at them, and that's really cool. It's not an innovative game by any stretch of the imagination, but you know, for fans of this style of game, they're going to have a blast with this on the Dreamcast. 7.5 out of 10.
And I give it a 7.
What do you think of Mars Matrix from Capcom for the Dreamcast, which is
Well,
almost the exact same game?
No. Let's rephrase that. It is the exact same game, except all the cool stuff that we just talked about isn't in this game. Super Nintendo graphics. That's all I gotta say.
The graphics are better than Super Nintendo. They're grainy, so all the ships look a lot grainier. They're not as detailed, and it doesn't have that sort of cell shading look that that GigaWing 2 has. What I liked about this game is that it's a lot harder than GigaWing because it doesn't have unlimited continues.
No, impossible.
It is
I think
impossible.
is what the word you're looking for.
But I also like the style of this game as well. It's set on Mars. You're sort of helping this resistance force on Mars. You're blowing up all kinds of bad guys.
Depending on how well you do, you can actually unlock more lives and more continues.
Yeah,
but again, the graphics just kill it for me.
I agree with you. Mars Matrix is not as good as GigaWing 2.
That's right.
And they both came out at the same time. I don't know what Capcom was thinking, but this is still a fun game. I like this super futuristic ships. I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. And I'd still recommend checking
A 6?
I would still recommend checking it out.
I give it a 4.5. That's ridiculous.
It's not that bad.
Yeah,
What are you talking? Jerk.
To purchase any games featured in Reviews on the Run, visit a Walmart near you. visit our website at www.electplay.com.
Alas, we've come to the end of the show. We'll see you guys next time.
Alas, we come. What is this, Shakespeare now?
What's wrong with Shakespeare?
Alas, doth cometh to the endeth of thy show. Well, what is this?
Have you ever even read Shakespeare before?
Just come back next time, and I'll try to get him not to say anything like that.
Production assistance for Electric Playground is provided by Acclaim, makers of All-Star Baseball 2002. Activision, makers of Star Trek Away Team. Sony, makers of Gran Turismo 3. Watch out! Okay, all right, slow down. Hold on, let me get... No!
This classic episode of The Electric Playground was brought to you by P&P Games, your source for everything video games. Support the partners that support The Electric Playground. Thanks for watching, and play forever.